Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and I am going to be bringing you guys a complete guide of the World Championships. So if you guys saw recently, Supercell just released the information, and I've got a full guide here for you to walk you through everything in the tournament. So hopefully this helps you guys out. All right, guys, so I've got the video here right now. I'm going to walk you guys through what Supercell just released. It's about a 50-second video of the Clash of Clans World Championships for 2019, the $1 million prize pool. Very excited. Let's go ahead and play this right now.
It's time to get serious. The best clans fight for world domination.
What a finish! Louis, with not even a second to spare, claims 3 stars for the Dark Looter.
In the Clash of Clans World Championship, featuring a new format. 6 chances to qualify.
There's Eric.
8 top clans. And a world finals on a legendary stage.
Yes, sir.
For a total of $1 million prize.
Oh, yes. So this is the Clash of Clans World Championships. It's finally here. A lot of information has now come out about it. They pretty much released this document, which I printed off. You can see it's a bunch of pages in here, and I went through this all to make this guide for you, so you guys didn't have to read this. But I would suggest you guys, if you really want to participate, do give this a look over, read this document. I linked it down below so you guys can see the full details, because I didn't include every single thing, but I included the most most important that I felt in the kind of most important topics. But also, I understand this video is going to be probably longer than normal. I'm sorry. I did want to cover as much as I could, walk you through this complete guide. So hopefully it can help you and your clan understand what you need to do and the steps going forward and how this league is going to break up and how kind of it's going to work. And so I took the time to make this guide, and I also took the time to make this video to explain the guide, so hopefully it can help. And I have all the information down linked in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are new to the channel, I do have a lot of other Clash content, a lot of other videos, so go check them out and go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe down below if you do enjoy this. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the guide. All right, so here is the document that I made. I will link it down in the description below. I'll put a PDF down there for you guys to download, and you guys can share. You guys can print it and take a look at, and hopefully it can help you guys. But plus, this video is going to act as a kind of a walkthrough, a step-by-step of exactly what's in this guide here today. So let me go ahead and start this off here with obviously putting a disclaimer that this is not endorsed or officially endorsed by Supercell, this guide that I made. I personally made this after reading the rules, going through everything, and this is to my best understanding. And so if you guys see that it's anything that's potentially maybe I didn't understand and I got wrong, please leave it down in the comments below, and I'll definitely leave my comment and pin that one so you guys can see any updates to this video, and that's where the most accurate information will be. But if you guys do want to get the rule book right here, all you got to do is just click this link or click this image. It'll take you directly to the ESL and the whole rules for this competition, for the champion or the kind of the world championship, right? So what is this document? Well, it's going to walk you through kind of the participation requirements, the breakdown, and then I'll walk you through an example of a tournament so you guys hopefully can help you understand, and then how to get registered for one of the parts if you want to compete for it. So let's go ahead and cover the participation requirements. Well, you're going to have to be at least 18 years or older. If you're younger, unfortunately, you're not able to participate. You can watch, you can cheer on your favorite kind of attack, your favorite clan or whoever you like, but unfortunately, you can't participate. You must hold valid travel documentation. So if you need a visas or passports or anything along those lines, you're going to have to be able to travel to Poland, where they're going to be kind of doing the live streams and the offline qualifiers. If you can't do that, then unfortunately you can't participate either. And then you do have to register on the ESL platform. I'll walk you guys through that, how to do that later in this video. And then you do have to be a Town Hall 12. Only Town Hall 12s are able to participate in this, nothing below that. So unfortunately, everyone 11 and below can't. but that maybe might push you to get to 12. But unfortunately, right now, just this is going to be Town Hall 12 focused. And so now, what is the breakdown? So the tournament will consist of 4 parts. In the rules, it does say 3 parts, but I want to walk you through this, right? So there's going to be online pre-qualifiers, right? So that's the first part. And then there's going to be offline qualifiers, and that's going to be 6 teams that make it. And then there's going to be the wild card, and I'll talk about that. That's fan voted. That's what you can personally contribute to, is getting a clan in through the wild card. And then there's the World Finals on the main stage, which only 8 teams will compete. As you can see in this image here on the right side, that's kind of what it would be like. So 8 teams would be competing on that stage for the grand prize, right? And so how is this going to work? Well, the first part, online pre-qualifiers, it has 2 parts to that. I know it can be a little confusing, but I'm trying to break this down and walk you guys through this. So the first one is the in-game pre-qualifiers, and the in-game is what I'm talking about, the Clan War League. So as you can see on the left side right here is the Clan War League Champs 1, and then the second part is the ESL Play pre-qualifiers, which is friendly challenges, and that has nothing to do with the Clan War League. So there's 2 parts to get to it, right? So what's the first one? So the Clan War League, the in-game pre-qualifier, is the Clan War League. You have to be in Champions 1, and that's where you're going to do 15 v 15, just like a normal CWL, where after that's all done, Supercell released its top 10 list, right? So from that top 10 list, they're going to choose 4 teams. But before we get to that, there's going to be a time frame, and this is going to go from March to August, and that's going to be 6 seasons, right? So if I go through here, and they're all going to happen on the 1st through the 11th, season 1 through 6 here, of the beginning of each of the months, right? And so here is kind of what it's going to walk you through. So the top 4 clans are going to be invited to the offline pre-qualifier, or the offline qualifier. So you'll see the top 4 clans from each season will advance to the to that month's offline qualifier in Poland. And then Supercell will contact the clan leader in the inbox, as you can see on the right side. So they'll reach out to the leader of that clan in the inbox for that. And if they don't respond, if it's they have 24 hours to respond. If they don't respond, then it'll go to the next best clan that's in that lineup. And it's either if they don't respond, 2, they can't do it. Let's say one of their members doesn't have the travel documentations. Well, that means then they are disqualified. They can't move on. They're going to go to another clan. And then the leader will pick the 5 members, and they will all travel to Poland. They have to travel. If you can't travel, then the clan can't go on. So if unfortunately, you can't travel to Poland, then you might not want to participate because you'll be eliminated either way. And so now what are the ESL Play pre-qualifiers? Well, this is different. This is not in the Clan War League. So you have the Clan War League that goes down. That's 15 versus 15, right? For season, let's say in season 1. And the top 4 from that season overall get advanced to Poland. They go to Poland, they're good to go. So now this is different. This is ESL. You have to go and sign up on ESL's website with 5 people, and only 5 people. And I'll walk you through exactly what that is. And it's a friendly war challenge. So it's 5v5 friendly war, and you have 2 attacks each, right? So it's pretty much 10 attacks for your side, 10 attacks for their side, so it's 20 attacks. And so this is going to happen through March and August as well. And so this is going to happen every single month from the 12th to the 14th. Take place the 12th, 13th, and 14th. So 3 days here. So you're going to have in the beginning of the month is the CWL. And then about a week later, or not even a week later, like the next day, the 12th is going to be the ESL Play pre-qualifier. So you could compete in the CWL, the Clan War League, if you're in Champs 1. And then you can also compete in the ESL. So you have 2 chances. If you're not in Champs 1, this is your only chance. You can only get to the offline pre-qualifiers. You can only get flown out to Poland if you win this, right? So the way this works out is it's only 5 players on each team. There's no substitutes. So as you can see on the right side, teams must have exactly 5 players, no more, no less. And then it's a single elimination bracket, best of 1. So you only do 1 war, friendly war, and whoever wins moves on. Registration limit is up to 2,048 clans, teams, not individuals, but teams. So that's a lot more individuals participating. So you definitely want to sign up. I don't know how quickly that's going to fill up. And then the top 4 winning teams from each pre-qualifier will advance to Poland for the offline. So you have the 4 teams that are from the CWL in the month in that first week of the 15 versus 15 champs 1. And then after that's all over, you got your 4 teams, your top 4 over the whole thing. Then you have the ESL. Then you have those 3 days of ESL, the qualifiers. If you are the winner of you're the top 4 clans in that, then you also get to be flown out to Poland, right? And so this is how this is going to work. So in ESL, there's going to be war invitation. So it's a friendly war. And then there's going to be war times, right? So teams on the left side, you'll get a page, you'll get a bracket of exactly what's sent and what's all set up once you sign up. Teams that are on the left side they'll host. So they'll send the invitation to the other clan, the 5v5 friendly war to the opposing team. Wartime is 15 minutes prep, an hour war. It's very quick. Every single one of the wars is happening within those 3 days. I think it's almost around like 11 wars that you could essentially be doing in 3 days. So you do want to be available. The times are on the website. I know at least for this first one in March 12th, the days of competition will be that March 12th, and it's at, I believe, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in the middle of the day for a lot of the people that are, or early in the day, middle of the day for everybody that's in the U.S., and then it's a little bit later if you're over in Europe and then further east over there. And then what? Then if there's a failure to appear, so if you're a no-show for ESL, for this friendly war, then each player you pretty much have 15 minutes to show up, and if you don't, the result can be a default loss, so you won't advance in the bracket. And so then tiebreakers, I didn't see anything in the rules on tiebreakers. I'll definitely update the comment section down below if once I do find out how tiebreakers are kind of handled. So let's say they're both perfect wars of the 5v5, what happens? Let's say they're not both perfect wars. They both got 12 stars, but exact same percentage. Right now, I don't know the specifics on tiebreakers, but I will go ahead and update down below in the comment section once I do find that out. And then some other kind of other kind of rules, names and symbols. They reserve the right to forbid the use of unwanted names or symbols. So be careful. If your name has some offensive stuff, you might want to change it now before that all starts. Screenshots, you want to post the end game. So once the war is done, you want to post the screenshot on the website, right? So you want to make sure also to save that screenshot for at least 14 days. I would just suggest don't ever delete it. Always keep it, but you do have to upload the final score screenshot to the website so that they can then move you into the bracket, or obviously if you lost, then you won't advance. And then there's the competitive integrity. Obviously, players are expected to behave at best at all times. Unfair conduct may include, but not limited to, hacking, exploiting, ringing, or intentional disconnection. So that's essentially having other people attack for you. DDoSing, where you're kind of affecting if somehow you could affect the other player. I don't know how, but it could cause them to lose connection. I don't know how essentially you would do that, but it could essentially maybe happen. Then players are expected to showcase good sportsmanship and fair play. And so continuing on that, there's no account sharing. There's no hate speech. There's no betting on any of this. Player and team names. So ESL reserves the right, again, to edit nicknames and or URL aliases. So be careful if your name, if you think it might be offensive, it's a joke. I would suggest changing it now before you are required to change it, or you are eliminated because they feel that you shouldn't be in it. So make sure your name is not on the border or on the fence on that. All players must play on mobile devices, so either a smartphone or a tablet. And then rules and violations, so penalty points can be found in the rule book. I didn't want to bring it all over. You can essentially get penalty points for certain things by like not showing up or unfair play and all this stuff. And so I would check out the rule documentation that I do have linked down below. And so what essentially happens, right? So let's say you compete in the CWL and you're the top 4, you advance, right? So you get to the offline qualifier. And then you compete in the ESL and you advance, right? You're in the top 4 in there, right? So you can't be in both. So it's 8 individual teams. And so the top 4 from each one of them, so there's the CWL, and then there is the ESL, there's two different ways. You'll go to the offline quarterfinal or qualifier, and that will be each season. And it's divided, so that's 8 teams divided into 2 groups. There's Group A and there's Group B. And then once you go through this will determine who goes to the World Finals, right? So there's 4 teams from in-game, there's 4 teams from ESL, and then the winners of each offline qualifier will be invited to the World Finals. And there's 6 winners: March, April, May, June, July, and August. There's 6 of them. So all this repeats. So you're going to have in the first week of the month is going to be the CWL, the Clan War Looking for Champions 1. And then if you don't win that, if you're not in the top 4, then you have a chance in the ESL, Friendly Wars, the 5v5, which happened for the 3 days, right? You have 2 chances to make it if you're in Champs 1. If you're not in Champs 1, your only chance is through ESL. And it's all free to join. Obviously, you don't need to pay anything. You just got to sign up. Make sure you sign up with 5 people and only 5 people. At this moment that I know of is you can only sign up with 5. And then for all offline phases of competitions, there will be devices that will be provided to you at the location once you get to Poland. So they will provide you with devices to play on. And then next, continued. So the score system, right? So this is kind of how it's going to break down. So when you're there at the offline finals, points. So if you get a win, you get 3 points. If you're a draw, it's 1 point, and a loss is 0. And then it goes, so that's the first ranking. And then second is direct matches, so head-to-head. Then it goes by stars gained, right, in the game, and then percent of the matches. So that's kind of how the score system works. And then here are the offline qualifier dates. Season 1 is March 29th to the 31st. Season 2 is April 26th to the 28th. And so each one of these are Friday through Sundays. March, April, May, June, July, August. So essentially, each one of these months for the next 6 months are going to be action-packed with Clash content. The first of the week is going to be the Clan War Leagues, the CWL. Then the 3 days after that's right over, you're going to have ESL, Friendly War competitions. And then at the end of the month, you're going to have the offline qualifiers. And each one of these 6, only the number 1 clan is going to get advanced. They're going to go to the World Finals, right? And I don't have exactly when that date is yet, but that's definitely going to be past September. And so when you're an offline qualifier, what is the prize money? Well, 5th through 8th place, you're going to win as a clan, the 5 people total, which you'll have to split 5 ways, is $3,750. 4th place is $5,000. 3rd place is $7,500. 2nd place is $10,000. And 1st place is $12,500 plus a slot in the World Finals. So this is for each season. And then this is times 6. So this is a total of $300,000. So out of the 100, or not in the 100, out of the 1 million prize pool, 300,000 of that is going to be given out through the 6 months, right? So that means the finals, the World Finals, is going to be $700,000 divvied up between those clans. So this repeats for every month between March and August. And then before we get to the finals, there's a wild card. So that's 6 teams. I mentioned earlier that there's going to be 8 teams that play in the World Finals. Well, there is the wild card. 2 wild card teams will be voted by the Clash community. Supercell will pick the wild card candidates, and the community will vote for their 2 favorites in September 2019 to compete in the World Finals. So Supercell will select the clans for the community to choose from, and the community will select 2 of those clans, and those guys will, or gals, will be promoted and pushed to the World Finals. So they could have, let's say, competed in each one, or that would have been difficult, but if they competed in some of those offline qualifiers, they didn't win, but then they got put into this pool for you to select. You could potentially select them, even though they didn't win any of those 6 kind of qualifiers, they can still make it. So there's 2 teams that are going to get pushed to that. And then here are the World Finals. So there's 8 teams. So there's the 6 that qualified from the Poland offline finals, right? The offline qualifiers, each of the offline qualifier seasons. Then there's the 2 qualified with the community wildcard selection. So those together make 8 teams that compete. And then the formats to be determined. I don't know if it's going to be 1 attack each like the CWL, if it's going to be a friendly war, but it's most likely going to be a 5v5 kind of format. At least I know that because if you're in ESL, your team is only 5 players, while you're in the CWL, your team's 15 players. So you'll have to take the CWL roster and shrink it down to 5 when you get to Poland, because the offline, anyways, is going to be 5v5 anyways. That's kind of how it's going to work. And then the World Finals continue. Here's the seedings. Based off the order the teams qualify, the winning team of the first offline qualifier, so this is March, will be the number 1 seed. And then you'll work your way from March, April, May, right? And so April will be number 2 seed, May will be number 3 seed, and it'll kind of work its way through that. And then most likely, I believe the wild card seeds will be the 7th and 8th seed. So if you win the first kind of qualifier, the March season, and you get the world spot, you're the number 1 seed going into the finals. And so the prize money for the world finals, how is this going to break up? So 5th through 8th place gets $37,500 for the team. The 5v5 team gets that much. 4th place gets $50,000. 3rd place gets $100,000. 2nd place gets $150,000. And 1st place gets $250,000. And that equals $700,000. So if you take this plus the $300,000, that is your $1 million prize pool that's given out for the World Championships. So now let me walk you through an example. So you might have kind of listened to all this. It still might be a little confusing. Hopefully I can walk you through this. If you guys still have questions, make sure you guys leave them in the comment section down below. Or you guys can also join my Discord and I'll do my best to answer them to the knowledge that I know. And maybe there are other people that will be able to help interpret and help you guys answer your questions. But now let me go through an example. Okay, so I will walk you through an example of the tournament from start to finish. There are 2 parts to each season, the in-game qualifier and the ESL qualifier. Step 1, the in-game qualifier, which happens March 1st to the 11th. This is going to happen the 1st to the 11th for every month through August. I'm just taking you through the first season right now. March 1st through the 11th. So let's say in Season 1, these were the top 4 clans. So out of the whole CWL, these are the clans. I just took the Champions War League, kind of pick clans in there. So let's say WHF, Bangladesh, Clash Warriors, and Spartan's Legacy. Let's say those are the 4 top clans. It wouldn't be, right? Obviously, because some are not in the Champs 1 yet. But let's just say, for an example, those are the top 4 that made it after that week. So they would be invited to Poland, right? So they got their spot in Poland. They all accepted. They can fly 5 people from each team out there. They're good to go. Now there's the ESL qualifier that happens for 3 days right after that's over, March 12th to the 14th, the 12th to the 14th for each month. Now let's say in Season 1, these were the top 4 clans from the Friendly Challenge Tournament from ESL, Dark Looter Z, Buy Forever, One Hive, and Crazy Monkey, right? Again, I just selected some clans from the invite kind of roster. These clans would be promoted to the Season 1 offline qualifier as well. So 4 from the in-game, from the CWL, and then 4 from the ESL. So the differences between the competition, right? So from the in-game qualifier, each of these clans, they only had 1 attack per person in their wars because it was the Clan War League. In the ESL qualifier, each of these clans had 2 attacks per person because these were friendly war challenges. So there's a little difference right there. But when they face off in the offline qualifier, it's going to be only 5v5. So all 8 teams will face off in a 5v5 friendly challenge in Poland, right? So when they get there. So they have to face off offline in front of Supercell, right, in order to advance. So now what? So let's go ahead and say Group A and Group B. So Group A is the people who advanced from the CWL, right? 2 of them, and then 2 of them are from the ESL. So they take 2 from each and they put them together in Group A. Group B, they do the same thing. They take 2 from the Clan War League and 2 from ESL, and they put them together. And so there's Group A and Group B. So now let's break down, let's say, a schedule. So there's Day 1 and Day 2. This might look a little confusing, but if you take a look at this, so Day 1 happens on March 29th. You'll see there in the gray box. And then Day 2 happens on March 30th, the next day. There's 3 rounds per day, right? So you're going to see right there in the first round, Team A versus Team B, Team C versus Team D, and it kind of works its way through that. I just put a random score on. I put it for the same for both groups. I just wanted to keep it really easy. But I put scores in there, and I wanted to kind of make it as simple as possible. And so then there's the standings. Let's say WHF finished 2-1, Dark Lure Z finished 2-1, Bangladesh finished 2-1, and One High finished 2-1 out of their respective groups. So they would be advancing. So it's not like a one and done. There's a round. It's a round robin. So this is kind of how the schedule would work. First round, second round, third round. You have the 3 rounds in each day, and then there's the standings. After that happens, then there's going to be advancing to the semifinals. So this is kind of what it looks like. Group A, Group B, then they go to the semis, then the final, and then there's a third place match, right? And so, again, this is another visual way to break it up. Group A, Group B, you can see WHF on the left. You can see Bangladesh over there on the right. And then from the standings, you got WHF and Dark Lure Z moving on. You got Bangladesh and One Hive moving on. And then let's say out of those, WHF won, and let's say One Hive won. They met in the finals, and then the losers of those two would go ahead and play in the third place match. You can also see up above those names, Day 1, March 29th, Day 2, March 30th. Day 3, the semifinals, finals, and third place match all happen on the 31st, all on the same day. So it's 3 days, the end of the month that they take place. And then let's say WHF won it all, right? And each one of these are 5v5, only one match, except the group stages. So semifinal is one match, the finals one match, third place is one match as well. So let's say WHF won their match against One Hive, right? They would earn a spot in the World Finals. So this is the offline qualifier. They would earn a spot, plus they would win $12,500, right? And so each respective team would win their portion of the prize money. So like second place, third place, fourth, they would all get their portion, but they wouldn't get a spot in the World Finals. They can try again the next season, but they wouldn't make it that first season. So WHF would be it. I'm just throwing an example out there, right? And then this process would repeat for seasons 2 through 6, so April through August. Then 6 clans would earn World's Final spots. So again, it would be they would earn the World's Final spot, and then they would also earn $12,500, right? So each season it repeats just like that. And then 2 wildcards at the end will be selected to join those 6 finalists, those 6 clans that made it to the World Finals. And then you have your final 8 clans that would compete for the World Finals, which the format is yet to be determined. So hopefully that was a good way to explain it. I tried my best. I wanted to walk through it as simple as possible. I know this video is pretty long, but that's the best I could have done. Now let's go ahead and walk you guys through how to kind of register your account to sign up for the ESL portion, right? So there's the link that I provided right there. You guys want to create an account. You want to log in, register, create an account here. That's kind of the steps to do it. The ESL website will also walk you through how to do it. And at the top right, you're going to see requirements, right? So obviously you got to meet the minimum age. And then you want to link your account. So mine, I linked my Carbonfin account, and then I put my tag. I didn't put any spaces because the example didn't show any spaces, so I just copied the example that was there. And then you click confirm, and then signups will open on this page. I've linked it down below and also in this document that I attached as well. Is you want to signups, which will be on the right side, but it's not possible yet. It's not open, but that's where you're going to want to sign up. And then it shows the tournament schedule, and you can see there's a lot of matches there. So you guys will have to pretty much be ready to go because it's such short wars, 15-minute preps and 1-hour wars. You have to pretty much be ready to go each one of those times. And then here's the full list of when the wars occur for March, April, May, June, July, and August. And then there's the link as well for it. And then obviously I have all the references to the kind of documentation that I use to make this as well. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. The whole point of this video was to walk you through this guide and make it a little bit more clear of how this all works. I'm assuming, I know you guys will have a lot of questions, and that's okay. Please leave them down in the comment section. I'll be doing my best to answer them. And if you guys see anything wrong, let me know, and I'll leave my comment and pin it down below for you guys to reference. But hopefully this was a helpful guide to walk you through how this all works for the World Championship of Clash of Clans. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are excited. I know not everybody's a 10 out of 12, but you guys will be able to cheer on your favorite clans and favorite players. Hopefully you might recognize one or two of them going forward. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped a lot. If it did, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe down below. I have a lot more daily content, a lot of other videos, kind of attacking videos as well. This didn't cover any attacking, a little different. I just wanted to go very in-depth on the World Championships. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Carbonfin signing out. Peace.